Hey all, thanks so much for joining. It's Bella. This is going to be a 50-minute deep stretch flow. All you're going to need for this is your mat space. If you have any other props that you want to use, feel free to grab them. But we're just going to go ahead and get started out. So feel free to get ready, hit pause if you need to, get anything you need, and we're just going to start to settle in. We're going to go ahead and get started out on our backs. So just coming to lie all the way down. And just begin to lie all the way down. Allow your arms to either rest out long beside you, or you might even bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. And if you choose to, you might even bring the soles of the feet together, allowing your knees to fall out wide. Only if this is comfortable for your hips and your knees. And once you get here, just go ahead and take a really deep inhale. Take a really deep exhale. Again, take a really full inhale. And take a really full exhale. One more, take a really full breath in. Then take a really full breath out. If this is ever too much on your knees, you can always straighten your legs long out in front of you. Just beginning to find a space where you can start to breathe and start to relax. Begin to notice your inhales and your exhales. Then begin to lengthen each inhale. Then begin to lengthen each exhale. You might begin to inhale to a count of 4. Then exhale to a count of 5 or even maybe 6. Just beginning to lengthen your inhales and exhales here. Inhale for a count of 4. Exhale for a count of 5 or even maybe 6. Inhale for a count of 4. Exhale for a count of 5 or 6. Just take 5 more breaths here. Whenever you feel ready, just very gently begin to hug both of your knees into your chest. Start to take a few rocks side to side and massage out your low back here. And then just keep your right knee into your chest. Begin to release your left leg down towards your mat space. Start to point and flex your right foot. Maybe you start to roll out the right ankle. And you might even begin to take the right knee in a big circle to open up your right hip. And then when you're ready, just start to release the right foot towards the inside of the left leg. So it's like you're in a lying down tree pose. Just allowing your right foot to drop anywhere inside of your left leg. You should start to feel a really passive stretch through your outer and maybe even your inner hip. And just breathe here. We've got 5 deep breaths. With your next inhale, Just start to hug your right knee back into your chest. And take a breath in here. As you breathe out, start to cross your right knee over your body. So dropping your right leg towards the left side, coming into your first spinal twist here. Just work on having both shoulder blades flat onto your mat. And if the right knee doesn't touch the ground, don't worry about that. Just begin to breathe into your spine here. 5 more breaths. As you inhale, very slowly come through center. Hug your right knee into your chest. And then just start to straighten your right leg up towards the sky. You might take your hands to the back of your right leg. They might even come above the knee at the calf, just kind of wherever feels good, as long as it's not on the knee or at the back of the knee. And just start to point and flex your right foot a few times. Just taking 5 more full inhales and full exhales. On your next exhale, slowly begin to release and just hug both of your knees into your chest. Take a few rocks side to side, massage out your low back here. And then keep your left knee into your chest. Begin to release your right leg down towards the mat space. Begin to point and flex your left foot, maybe even roll out the left ankle. And then you might take these circles bigger by taking the knee in a big circle to open up your left hip. And then when you're ready, just begin to release the left foot somewhere towards the inside of your right leg. So coming back into that lying down tree pose. 5 deep breaths here. On your next inhale, just start to hug just your left knee back into your chest. And then as you exhale, start to cross the left knee over your body, so dropping your left knee towards the right side. And you're going to notice that that left shoulder is going to want to pop up off of your mat to get that knee to the ground. But just bring that knee up a little bit more so you can work on having both shoulders flat onto the mat. And then just allow for that knee to be heavy. As you inhale, slowly come back through center, just hugging your left knee into your chest. And then begin to straighten your left leg up to the sky. Your hands might come to the back of your left leg, maybe even to the left calf if you're super bendy. Just anywhere that's not on the back of your knee. Begin to point and flex that left foot a few times. We're here for 5 breaths. With your next exhale, slowly begin to release. And as you inhale, just hug both of your knees back into your chest. Take a few rocks side to side. And then when you're ready, release your feet flat onto your mat. Your knees are pointing up towards the sky. Make sure that your fingertips can brush the backs of your ankles. That's how you know that your feet are close enough to your hips. And we're going to start to work through what's called a rolling bridge. So as you inhale, just begin to lift your hips and then begin to reach your arms up and overhead. Take a full inhale here. Full exhale to slowly lower the hips and the arms back down towards the mat. Make it slow and fluid here. As you inhale, start to lift your hips up off the mat. Start to reach your arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, slowly lower the arms, lower the hips back down towards the mat. We're going to take 5 more here. So as you inhale, begin to lift your hips. Let your arms reach up and overhead. As you exhale, slowly begin to lower all the way down, vertebrae by vertebra, and then allowing your hands to find the mat. Inhale as you slowly lift the hips, reach your arms up and overhead. And as you exhale, slowly begin to release back down. We've got 3 more here. Inhale, lift your hips, let your arms reach up and overhead. Exhale as you slowly begin to lower back down. 2 more. Inhale as you start to lift the hips, reaching your arms up overhead. And exhale, slowly lower back down. Last one. Inhale as you lift your hips, reach your arms up overhead. And then as you exhale, slowly begin to lower back down. And just hug both of your knees into your chest. Take a few rocks side to side, massage out your low back. And then when you're ready, we're going to start to make our way up into a seated pose. So you might begin to take a few rock and rolls up and down the entire length of your spine. Or you might just press your way up, but however it's best in your body, making your way into a comfortable seat. Taking a few rocks side to side when you first get here. And then with your next inhale breath, start to reach your arms out and up to the sky. As you exhale, pull the elbows wide, goal post your arms. As you inhale, reach back up to the sky. And as you exhale, start to fold forward. Walk your fingertips out in front of you. And you might find that you can fold forward all the way. You might only come half of the way. Wherever you are, as you exhale, begin to walk your fingertips towards the right side of your mat space. Begin to breathe down your left side body. As you inhale, walk your fingertips through center. As you exhale, walk them over towards the left. As you inhale, walk your fingertips back through center. Then begin to roll yourself back up, comfortable seat. Reach your arms out and up to the sky. Interlace your fingertips, flip the palms up on an inhale. As you exhale, push your hands forward, round out your spine. As you inhale, start to reach back up to the sky. As you exhale, push your hands forward, round out your spine. 2 more. Inhale as you reach up to the sky. Exhale as you push the hands forward, round through your spine. Inhale as you reach up. Exhale as you push the hands forward, round out your spine. Inhale as you come back to a neutral spine, and just let your fingertips find the mat behind you. Start to arch through your chest and your spine. Maybe allowing the gaze to go up towards the ceiling. On your next inhale, start to come back to a neutral spine. And start to find a tabletop position, hands and knees. Taking your time getting here. Once you get here, you're going to start to have your hips stacking right over your knees, shoulders over your wrists, and then just round out your spine, tuck your chin towards your chest. As you inhale, drop your belly, take your gaze up, and exhale, round out your spine, chin to chest. Taking a few more cat-cows, inhale, drop your belly, take your gaze up. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. Inhale, drop the belly, take the gaze up. Exhale, round out the spine, chin to chest. Last one, inhale, drop the belly, take your gaze up. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. As you inhale, find a neutral tabletop. And we're just going to start to take some side-to-side movement. So as you exhale, begin to let your hips come towards the right side, almost back towards your heels. You should start to feel this in your right side body. And then as you inhale, start to come back center. As you exhale, let the hips go towards the left. Breathe into your left side body. Inhale back through center. Exhale towards the right side. Inhale as you come through center. Exhale over towards the left. Inhale, find center and hold here. As you drop the belly, take the gaze up to the sky. Hold here for a full inhale. A full exhale. One more inhale. As you exhale, round out your spine, tuck your chin to your chest and hold here. Really press the ground away, breathing into the backs of your shoulders. And then as you inhale, just find a neutral tabletop. Start to take your knees as wide as your mat, let your toes touch. And start to sink your hips over your heels, finding child's pose, reaching your arms long out in front of you, and allowing your forehead to rest towards your mat space. Allow each inhale to breathe length into your body, and allow each exhale to release tension in your body just a little bit more. We've got 10 more breaths here. On your next inhale, start to come back forward into tabletop, hands and knees. Sway the hips side to side a few times. And then take your knees a little bit wider. And we're just going to start to take some hip circles. So starting to roll the hips back towards the heels and then coming through center. And just starting to take these big hip circles, opening up your hips here. And you might even begin to let your hips brush your heels, coming through a brief child's pose before coming up on the opposite side. And then beginning to switch the direction, taking the hips back towards the heels to the right side. And just taking these big hip circles for 3 more breaths here. Just allowing your hips to start to open up. And then as you inhale, we'll come back to a neutral tabletop. Take an inhale. As you exhale, round out your spine, tuck your chin in towards your chest. And inhale, drop the belly, take the gaze up. Exhale, round out your spine, chin to chest. As you inhale, come back to a neutral spine and start to bring your right foot towards the top of your mat. So you're starting to come into this low lunge here. Take your time getting here. Let your fingertips rest onto the mat to start. And then just bring the hands on top of the right thigh. Take a full inhale here. And take a full exhale. On your inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. As you exhale, begin to goal post your arms, open up your chest. As you inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, let the fingertips find the mat. Begin to straighten your front leg, half splits. As you inhale, start to shift forward, low lunge. As you exhale, push back, half splits. 2 more. Inhale, shift forward, low lunge. Exhale, shift back, half splits. Last time. Inhale, start to shift forward. Exhale, shift back and hold here. Keep your fingertips just framing that right foot. You might begin to flex the right foot, pushing the right toes back towards your body. Really breathing into your right leg here. We've got 5 more breaths. Whenever you're ready, begin to take both of your hands outside of your right leg and just walk the fingertips towards the right. You should really begin to feel your IT band, piriformis, outer hip, hamstring, everything start to engage here. Begin to breathe into it for 3 more breaths. As you inhale, bring the fingertips through center. And start to lunge back forward, rebend into that right knee, and just hold here for a few breaths. And then 1 more time, shift it back, half splits. On your next inhale, shift back forward, low lunge. Begin to bring both of your hands inside of your right foot. Heel toe the right foot towards the top right corner of your mat. Now you might choose to stay right where you are right here. Or if your body feels like it, you might choose to lower down onto your forearms. Coming into lounging lizard here. Just allowing your head and neck to be heavy. As you inhale, very slowly begin to lift back up. Start to heel toe the right foot back through center. And then keep heel toeing that right foot towards the left corner of your mat. Setting up for pigeon pose, begin to drop the right shin towards the top of your mat. Now that might take you a few times to get here and get comfortable. And the right shin might not be completely parallel, and that's okay. You might even choose to put a blanket or a block or something underneath the right hip if you need. But as you inhale, just begin to sit up tall. And as you exhale, you might begin to lower down. Begin to allow each and every inhale to breathe length into your hips. And allow each exhale to release the tension out of your hips. inhale, very slowly begin to lift the torso back up. And just begin to lean onto your outer right hip, starting to bring just the left leg straight out in front of you. So it's like you're in a seated tree pose here. Take a moment, feel the sensation in your right hip, maybe even a little in your left hip. As you inhale, reach your arms out and up to the sky. As you exhale, start to fold over that left leg. Allow your hands to go wherever they want to. As you inhale, slowly begin to lift back up. Setting up for a counter pose here, bring your right hand behind or beside your right hip. And as you inhale, just start to lift your hips up, coming onto that right shin into stargazer pose. Reach your left arm up and overhead. Feel the release in the right side of your low back. And as you exhale, very slowly begin to come back down. Begin to hug just your right knee into your chest. So your right foot is now flat onto the mat. And then take your right hand down to the ground behind you. As you inhale, lift your left arm up to the sky. As you exhale, start to twist to the outside of your right knee. Now you might be able to hook the left elbow. And if you're not able to, just begin to pull with the left hand. Just taking whatever your body needs here. We've got 8 deep breaths here. As you inhale, very slowly begin to come back through center and begin to straighten both legs out in front of you. Shake the legs out a couple of times. And then as you begin to inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. As you exhale, start to fold over your legs. Let your head and neck be heavy here. As you inhale, very slowly begin to roll back up. And we're going to start to make our way back into tabletop. So just rolling towards one hip and then beginning to come back to your tabletop, hands and knees. Once you get here, start to take a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, drop your belly, take your gaze up. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. Inhale, drop your belly, take your gaze up. Exhale, round your spine, chin to chest. Inhale, find your neutral tabletop and start to lower all the way down onto your belly. When you get here, coming into Sphinx pose, work your forearms flat onto your mat, parallel with one another. Spread your fingertips really, really wide. And then you might keep the gaze straight out in front of you, or you might tuck your chin in towards your chest. You should feel some compression in your low back here, which is a good thing. We've got 10 breaths here. We have 5 more breaths here. If you would like to push into your palms, lifting your forearms up off your mat, feel free. core, slowly begin to lower down. Begin to stack your palms at the top of your mat. Rest your forehead on the backs of your hands. And you might begin to bend your knees and let your feet drop side to side like windshield wipers. And then release the feet through center. Bring your hands underneath your shoulder blades. As you inhale, just begin to lift your head, neck, and shoulders, baby cobra. As you exhale, tap your forehead, release. As you inhale, lift the head, neck, and shoulders, baby cobra. Exhale, tap and release. Last time, inhale as you lift. Exhale, tap and release. When you're ready, begin to press up, tabletop, hands and knees. Take one round of cat-cow here. Inhale, drop and look up. Exhale, tuck and round out. As you inhale, come back to a neutral tabletop. Take your right arm out and up to the sky on an inhale. As you exhale, thread the needle, come down to your right shoulder, right elbow, and then begin to walk your left fingertips to the top of your mat. If you need more here, you can reach the left arm out and up to the sky, and then maybe even down and around the back. On your next inhale, slowly begin to unwind and just begin to reach that right arm out and up to the sky so you get the full expansion of the chest. As you exhale, release. As you inhale, lift your left arm out and up to the sky. As you exhale, thread the needle, come down to the left shoulder, left elbow, and then walk your right fingertips to the top of your mat. You might stay right here, or you might take the right arm up to the sky and it might reach down and around your back. On your next inhale, slowly begin to unwind and reach your left arm out and up to the sky as you inhale. As you exhale, start to release. Take just one more round of cat-cow here. Inhale, drop and look up. Exhale, tuck and round out. As you inhale, find your neutral tabletop. Tuck your toes under, lift your hips, press back, downward facing dog. Pedal out your feet, bend to one knee, straighten the opposite leg. And we're only going to be here for one short pose, so start to take your feet out as wide as your mat and shorten your stance by maybe 3 inches. We're setting up for a down dog twist, so start to take your left hand towards your right ankle, right shin, right calf, whatever you can get a hold of. And just begin to take the gaze underneath the right tricep. As you inhale, come through center. As you exhale, take your right hand towards the left shin, left ankle, and take your gaze underneath the left tricep. As you inhale, come through center. Start to drop your knees back down to the mat. And then ready, start to step your left foot towards the top of your mat. So coming back into that low lunge on the opposite side. Take a moment to get set up here. And then when you're ready, bring your hands on top of that left thigh. As you inhale, begin to reach your arms up to the sky. As you exhale, goal post your arms, open your chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, let the fingertips find the mat. And just start to straighten that front leg, half splits. As you inhale, slowly glide forward, low lunge. Exhale, shift back, half splits. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, shift back. 2 more. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, shift back. 1 more. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, shift back and hold here. We have 5 full breaths. You might even flex the left toes towards your face to get a little bit deeper of a stretch. Just begin to take both hands to the outside of your left leg and breathe into your IT band, piriformis, everything on your outer left leg for 3 breaths. As you inhale, bring your fingertips through center. Start to shift back forward, low lunge. Take a full inhale here. Exhale, shift back, half splits last time. Inhale, shift back forward, low lunge. Start to heel to that left foot to the top left corner of your mat. Both hands come down inside of your left foot. Now you might stay right here, lifted, which you're still going to feel a stretch. Or if your body feels up to it, you might lower to your forearms. As you inhale, slowly begin to lift back up. Begin to heel toe your left foot through center. And keep heel toeing out towards the right corner of your mat until you can begin to drop down into pigeon pose. Bringing that left shin towards the top of your mat. Right leg back behind you. You might have to bring the left shin in a little bit. And whenever you're ready, just beginning to slowly lower down. Next inhale, very, very slowly begin to lift back up. Begin to lean onto your outer left hip and bring just the right leg straight out in front of you. So we're back in that seated tree pose shape. Take a moment, let the sensations die down a little bit. And then as you're ready, inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. As you exhale, start to fold over your right leg. Let your chin tuck in towards your chest. As you inhale, very slowly begin to lift back up. Coming into the counter pose, bring your left hand behind your left hip. And as you inhale, lift your hips up to the sky, stargazer. As you exhale, slowly begin to lower back down. Hug your left knee into your chest so the left foot is flat onto the mat. Take your left hand to the mat behind you. Inhale, lift your right arm to the sky. Exhale, twist to the outside of that left knee. You might be able to hook the right arm outside of the knee, or you might just wrap the arm around the leg. 8 deep breaths here. As you inhale, slowly come through center and just begin to bring the soles of your feet together. Allow your knees to fall out wide. Take a few rocks side to side. And then as you inhale, sit up tall. As you exhale, start to fold forward. Allow your head and neck to be heavy. As you inhale, slowly begin to lift back up. Begin to bring your knees together and straighten your legs out in front of you. Start to flip the palms up to the sky and slowly begin to lower down onto your back. And hug your knees into your chest once you get here. Begin to take a few rocks side to side, massage out your low back. And then release the feet down onto the mat. Your knees are pointing up towards the sky. And just begin to wrap your right knee over your left. So it's as if you're sitting in a chair, just crossing your legs. And then begin to hug the knees into the chest. You should start to feel this in your outer hips. You can even take your hands to your feet to pull a little bit more. We've got 5 breaths here. As you exhale, slowly begin to release the legs and unwind. And just start to switch sides. This time the left leg goes over the right as if you're sitting, just with the legs crossed. And then as you inhale, hug the knees into your chest. You might be comfortable here with enough sensation in your hips, or you might take the hands to your feet to pull a little bit more. 5 breaths here. As you exhale, slowly begin to release, unwind your legs, gently hug your knees into your chest, and then take the arms out wide, out to a T. Begin to drop your knees to the right side. Take your gaze over your left shoulder. As you inhale, slowly come through center. As you exhale, drop your knees over to the left. Take your gaze to the right. slowly come through center. And just straighten your legs up to the sky for 5 more breaths. You might choose to point and flex the feet a few times. And then whenever your body feels ready, very, very slowly, just begin to hug your knees into your chest. Take one final breath in. And as you exhale, release the legs long out in front of you. Shavasana, your final resting pose. Let your arms rest long down by your sides. Then begin to let the mind and the body and the breath completely relax here. Stay in Shavasana longer, please feel free to do so and just pause this video. But slowly begin to deepen your breath. Gently wiggle your fingertips and your toes. Take your head from left to right. Gently wake up your body. When you're ready, take a long stretch, reach your arms up and overhead, take a full inhale, and a full exhale. When you're ready, begin to find a comfortable fetal position towards your left or your right side, just for a few breaths here. Keeping your eyes very softly closed, begin to press your way up into a comfortable seated position towards the top of your mat, just so we can seal off our practice. When you get here, sit up tall, resting with your palms either face up or face down on top of the knees. Take a full inhale. Take a full exhale.